Well, evil villain, I assume you're referring to Miss Alabama.
No, Demi.
Okay, here's the thing with Demi.
Yeah.
She is in her own show, which she is winning.
Right.
She's completely in her own
She
show.
has
100%.
no shot at winning this show.
None. But in her own show, in her mind,
Yeah.
she's doing great.
Hi, hello, and welcome to another brand spanking new episode of another Bachelor podcast. My name's Dylan. I'm saddled up next to one real Nicholas Davis.
What's going on, everybody?
Pat,
Hey.
you're the producer. You're behind the glass.
Yes, I am.
Joining us tonight, fan favorite, creator of Dads, Alec, Sulkin.
Thank you so much, and I will forever have that intro. Please.
You okay with it?
I love it.
Well, you know, it's crazy because you do work, more or less run a pretty popular show right now called Family Guy. And we wanted to kind of kick the episode off with something that you guys predicted many, many moons ago.
Okay.
Pat?
We now return to The Gay Bachelor.
Oh, they're all gross. I'm keeping the roses.
Do you have any fun stories behind that?
Well, you know, I think we knew it was coming down the pike one day.
Yeah.
I just didn't know it would be perhaps so soon.
Were you leading the charge with that joke as a Bachelor watcher, a Bachelor viewer?
You know, I cannot take credit for that joke. I do not remember who pitched it. I know that's Mike Henry's voice doing The Gay Bachelor. He does many of our fine gay roles.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and
Our fine gay roles.
It's very subtle gay if you hear it in the voice.
Yeah, extremely subtle.
But I think that's the case. You know, it's funny. I've waffled on my own opinion.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I have my wife in my ear, like, and every time she sees him, you know, taking his shirt off, she's like, he is in really good shape. And I'm just like, okay, maybe he's not because she likes him. But
He's not in that great a shape.
yeah, it's sort of fake good shape.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, I don't want to blow any jokes coming up, but
Chronological order, if you'll remember.
Right.
They're going to be fire jumps.
that's right. Anyway, the first of all, the point is, who cares? And good for him, whatever. But it would be hilarious if he is, and you know that's the rub of the show. But we'll see. The jury's out.
Well, we'll find out. Before we get into it, should we jump into general thoughts about this here episode?
Yeah.
Pat.
Okay, I have to say this is going to be a very controversial statement. At the end of this episode, I actually came out of it liking Colton. This will be the first Bachelor that I like.
Based on what?
The date with Elegant and Elise, that hot cougar redhead with all the kids running around
That
there.
was a great date.
Phenomenal date.
Yeah.
Again, 31 years old, but she is a cougar.
She is
in this world.
I know. Sort of Lauren Holly, right? Is anyone getting Lauren Holly from her?
Right over my head.
You don't know who Lauren Holly is?
Sorry.
Dumb and Dumber, dude.
Dumb and
She
Dumber.
was the chick in it.
The redhead in Dumb and Dumber?
Totally now.
I had feelings for her when I was a young boy
There
and I
you-
saw that film.
Oh, boy.
Also,
Wow.
David E. Kelly's Picket Fences. She played a police officer there. She was really good.
She had the headlights for boobs.
Correct.
Yeah.
You remember now.
Nick, general thoughts?
Really great episode. I just remembered why I love this show after doing our other property, Below Deck. We do another Below Deck podcast, and a quick plug for that.
Yeah, hop on over there.
We have a really good evil villain this year. I was wondering who it was going to be, but I don't want to get ahead of myself.
Yeah, I kind of soured on her this evening, but I'm with Pat. Colton's, we said that he wasn't prepped for this. He's really stepping into his own. He's a likable human being. Alec.
Well, evil villain, I assume you're referring to Miss Alabama.
No, Demi.
Okay, here's the thing with Demi.
Yeah.
She is in her own show, which she is winning.
Right.
She's completely in her own
She
show.
has
100%.
no shot at winning this show.
None. But in her own show, in her mind,
Yeah.
she's doing great.
Which is amazing to watch.
It's crazy to watch. But I don't even count her as a villain because she's just in her own world. Like the Miss Alabama to me is coming off a little more as the villain. now.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Alec. The only thing is that makes Demi the villain is she is an ageist. She's making women in their early 30s feel like they're 62.
Which is hilarious.
All right, let's get into it. The show starts off with the NBA dancer talking to someone else who's not going to win.
She sets the scene, gives us all the
Yeah,
beefs.
we've got two dramatic narratives. Demi v. Tracy. Poor thing.
3 actually. We got the
3?
crazy loudmouth black chick, Aneka, and Sydney, the NBA dancer. That was the Bullhorn Gate. We have Taylor and Demi. And then we have the 2 beauty contestant chicks having it out.
Yes.
With all 3 of us, we're going to get it. It's Tracy and Demi.
Damn it!
Really quickly, did you guys notice there was a lot of glasses in that room?
I didn't.
Drinking glasses?
No.
Spectacles.
Everybody had frames on.
I did. Actually, I did. Demi looked absurd in hers.
Absurd?
Her lenses were bigger than her face.
You know who looks super hot? The fucking Indian dental
knew-
hygienist. She looks so fucking hot.
I knew you were going to bring up Kerpa. I knew you were going to bring up Kerpa.
Open up that mouth. Let me get in there. Look at that.
Oh boy, come
That's an
on!
awful thing to say.
The Simpsons have learned a lesson. Can't you? That kind of stuff that we see every day in our real lives is not funny.
I just wrote down that Hannah B would be friends with Heather because they're both weirdos. Heather's the one that hasn't kissed anybody, and she has the
Flat head. She looks like Dory from Finding Nemo.
I call her Slender Man. She's so bizarre, and it stinks. It stinks for Hannah B that she's friends with her because the little alliances are important, and you can
they
see
are.
Miss North Carolina, the one with the 2 close together eyes, has many friends.
Yeah.
leave us 5 stars.
She has many friends around her. What's wrong? What's happening?
Yeah.
All Hannah B has is Slender Man who's never been kissed.
That's another sign that Hannah B is the true villain, though, because she has her Iago in Heather.
Very good.
That is such a perfect point because that's a trademark of this show.
Totally.
The villains have their
The one guy.
pathetic sidekicks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who was the crazy rageaholic with the beard? He had one guy. Remember the guy who was stalking in the woods?
Chad.
Chad.
Was Chad?
Yeah, he was the one who came back to the cabin knocking on the door and everyone freaked out.
Yeah. He's the one that
was before
made
my
fun
time.
of the woman with one arm.
A lot of powder for lunch and dinner.
Powder?
No, he's a protein guy.
Oh,
Remember?
right,
We had
right.
Christian
And lunch
Bishop in
meats.
here. He called him a cockroach.
I thought you were saying he had a drug problem.
Yeah.
Sorry.
He was the one I love milk, right? That was him, right?
He was the one that hammered cold cuts.
Yes.
Like a competitive eating amount of cold cuts.
And I think he would beat the shit out of anyone who's ever been on The Bachelor, ever. Like in a rage fight, rage war.
Yeah.
He would destroy anyone.
Now that I would watch.
You'd be hurt if he got his hands on you.
Yeah.
Well, another point about Heather, please.
Yeah,
Before
go
we
for
move
it.
on, hot take time on Heather. And I'm not gonna lie, I stole this off of one of the many Bachelor Facebook groups I'm in. I wish I could remember
You
this.
should have just passed it off.
I
as your
know.
own.
But it's a little controversial, and I need it for my defense. Heather is a lesbian, and she's obsessed with Hannah B. And that hence why she has never kissed a guy, just like Colton is closeted. And the reason I said it come from a Facebook group member is because that Facebook group member was a lesbian, so she can say those kinds of
They
things.
know they're wrong. Nick, I want to say this. I didn't catch that early on, but later in the episode, not to get ahead of ourselves, of course.
Yeah.
She gives Hannah B some of the worst advice anybody
Yes.
could ever give on this show. So you're on to something. dude.
Saboteur.
Oh,
Yeah.
total.
If Japan Bachelor can kind of create a lesbian couple,
Sorry?
Certainly America can.
Oh, that's
yeah,
right.
that was
That's right.
Vietnam. That was Vietnam. But
right.
Same thing.
Yeah. Where? Here's your masshole. Where does the Tang swim? Off what shores?
The Philippines, sir.
The Philippines.
Yep.
Got it. That story. Can we move on?
Yeah, I just want to clarify about that lesbian in the Facebook group. I'm not guessing. She said she was a lesbian.
Alec,
We can move on.
You've defended that thoroughly.
Have I? Is that clear?
Did you have
I have
something
no
to
bigot.
add?
About Heather and
I just
and
saw
Hannah
your
B.
finger go up in
I
my
was
periphery.
pointing at him.
Got
Yeah,
it.
No, and I have
like,
this.
"You're good."
I have a twitch with my finger. It does this involuntarily, like George Costanza did that. Remember?
Yeah.
But that's before your time. Sorry.
No.
No,
I
we love
listen,
Seinfeld.
Okay.
We're fans. We're
Good,
fans. Chris Harrison ominously says that he'll be seeing you guys a little. I'll be seeing you guys a little bit later on. That's because he's going to be the narrator of the pirate adventure, or at least the intro to the pirate adventure. Let's get to the group date. big opportunity.
Oh, you didn't want a roll call?
Why you just skidding past that roll call?
Guys, I looked down my notes to see if I had a defense, and I don't. And I want to say now, I apologize because that's fucked up of me.
It's still early in the season.
What happened? What happened?
He didn't call. Here we go. We'll do it. Hey,
God, man.
ask for
Okay,
it.
in 3, 2.
Roll call! Hit the music. Here's who on group date number uno. Katie, the black girl with a huge nose, but she's the hottest chick here. Heather, we've already established a very flat head. Alec says her name is Slenderman. Hannah B, making lots
Alabama
of friends.
Hannah.
Yeah, Courtney, Kerpa, the girl, Indian girl with the glasses that I say racially insensitive things about. Tracy, Tracy, Demi, and Caelynn.
I thought the note was just Tracy. No.
No. Yes, that would work too.
Do you see why we had to do that?
I love that.
Yeah.
That was very entertaining.
Yeah, no, it's a fan favorite.
It's off the top of the head sometimes too. It's
He's got a
a
talent.
real feat.
All right, big opportunity for yoga wear here. Yeah. No, I mean, this is what you put the hard work in for, so you can, walk around in those pants.
Was this first date the athletic thing or the pirate thing?
It was the pirate thing.
Okay.
Yeah, we had lots of athletic wear tonight. Lots of Lulus.
Yeah. The pirate thing was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, and Hannah B got jobbed. I mean, we'll get to that, right? She got jobbed.
Yeah, I mean,
she's roll tide all the way. She Sabaned everybody off that thing. She was whapping them with the jousting sticks off. Next,
She was
next,
one step away from just the jab with it. That's how you really fuck someone up in the
Yeah.
in
she
the
was
jab.
going for people's knees.
Yeah.
And not only
Smart.
people, right, smart, but overly violent. She goes after the knees of her Iago. Heather gets on that balance beam and she starts, like in Bloodsport when the evil Asian fellow that throws the powder in Jean-Claude Van Damme's face, he shins a guy. You remember that? When he gives the guy a compound fracture?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so to a lesser degree.
That was Hannah B. Hannah B, our Asian guy in Bloodsport.
Yeah, exactly. God, his pecs are terrifying.
Terrifying.
All right. So, has anybody ever been to this pirate adventure thing?
God, no. I was so confused as to what they were walking into. I mean,
Yeah.
You sort of gather, okay, this is like medieval times, but with pirates.
It's right across the street from medieval times.
No way.
Makes sense.
Are they owned by the same person?
They are. I don't know that, but they are literally. They share the same parking lot.
If that was a rivalry,
It's the dork district, whatever that is. They had a moat, which has to be very unsanitary. And I
still
think
inside water.
And again, I'm creeping forward, but we're there.
Yeah.
Somebody threw their turkey leg.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Demi?
Yeah, Demi just throws a chicken leg out, or turkey, whatever bird it is.
She's
She
in
throws a leg.
her own show.
Yeah.
And nobody said anything. That enforces her own showness. So in her mind, she was like, that was great when I threw that turkey leg. I was like, what are you doing? That's not part of it.
That is such a great take. She is in her own show. It's so true. But yeah, I was like, that's not like a thing that's done.
No.
When you go see this performance,
No.
you don't throw meat.
No. That isn't part of the pirate experience.
I got a little bit of info on the pirate experience from two gentlemen that work at these here studios. They went to a bachelor party that somebody threw here at this place, Pirate Adventures.
God, what a terrible bachelor party.
Now, you say that I live at least a third of my life ironically.
Yes.
I would never, ever subject people to this, especially on a bachelor party.
God, no.
Terrible food.
I've heard it's quite the show.
No. It is over 90 minutes.
Oh.
There are no teams to root for. It's just a bad play. It's like a worse medieval times and a worse water world.
I was going to say Waterworld without the water.
Diabolically gets you to root for a side.
Right.
If you've ever been.
Yeah,
And,
there's interactivity.
Spoiler
there.
alert.
The only plus is that there are goblets of alcohol. Goblets.
Yeah, goblets.
no alcohol at medieval times, and I'll tell you why. I know
Whoa.
this. When I was
No ale?
Yeah.
No mead.
No mead?
I had been sober for 2 years, not because I had a DUI arrest or anything. I just chose not to drink for 2 years.
That sounds
Don't buy it.
reasonable.
And so my first day where I get to drink, my girlfriend takes me, ironically, to medieval times did not serve alcohol.
Oh.
Did not serve alcohol at medieval times. Too many crumb crunchers running around, I guess.
It's because one person fucks it up for everybody. That's why people have to drink out of plastic Budweiser bottles when you go to the stadium.
Right.
Had it been allowed, Patrick would have been that guy that night, the first night.
Right. He would have maced somebody.
They're focusing on their joust, and they just get a Bud can bottle hit them.
I knew this was a bad call, selling alcohol.
All right, let's get into it. Colton is a terrible actor. The hey you knuckleheads thing at the beginning.
Pirates ever say knuckleheads? Hey you bozos.
Stiff as a board.
Oh, the worst. Hey you knuckleheads. You're right. When he said that was incredible.
Hey you knuckleheads. And then raucous laughter from the peanut gallery. They're all just dying.
Well, they scream at him like he's the Beatles every time they see him.
Yeah.
and not like balding Blake Griffin.
I see.
His hair is struggling.
They do have that thing where their jaw kind of fans out a little bit, but it's still strong and sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man. All right. So
Blake Griffin, funny too.
Hey, I got something to say.
Very
I got something to say. All right. So I know we talked about the jousting thing earlier. I got to talk to production next time we get one of those people in here. I don't know who laid this out here, but that balancing beam's like 3 feet off the ground. You got girls trying to knock each other over. Their only protection if they fall and impending twisting a goddamn ankle is like a half-inch towel underneath.
Right. It wasn't the safest thing.
And somebody did fall
Caelynn.
beyond.
Yeah. Caelynn got pretty goddamn close to getting severely injured.
Which one is Caelynn?
She's the one whose lips
Hannah
are
B's-
too big.
She's the
Hannah
beauty
B's
contestant.
Oh,
Yeah.
eyes
Nemesis.
together. Eyes close together.
Leave us 5 stars.
What does that mean?
Well, people just
Sons
don't...
of bitches are giving us 1 stars, calling us misogynists.
So every time I insult a woman, that's going to be a terrible thing? Well, we're in for a long ride.
No, I'm not going to say it anymore.
Okay.
But we do have to say, Nick has said it ad nauseum. We've all said it ad nauseum. Shut the fuck up. This is what we have to go on. We do it to the guys. We're going to do it to the girls. We're equal opportunity offenders. Please leave us alone and don't listen if you don't like it.
It's
We're not
ridiculous. You're just calling idiots idiots. It's not, and we're pointing out everyone who looks weird.
Exactly. We're not misogynistic. We're shallow.
There's a huge difference. And also,
Big
there are like
difference.
20 women and 1 guy. So, of course, more of the time you're going to spend talking about. And I will say, I've noticed this year, this will make the ladies happy. You're so much hotter this year. How did it happen? There are a lot of very attractive women on the show this year.
I bet the best cast season in my memory.
In a long time, for sure.
I agree because this is my 3rd season now, and I was like kind of disappointed the other seasons. I mean, the cast grows on you, but
Yeah, if they just need to do that to the guys, because I don't think it's fair on The Bachelorette. I mean, there's some stinky dudes on these shows.
For sure.
yeah, it's been a weak crop since I've watched.
So, ladies, take heart. You're hotter.
5 stars. So we talked about
The majority like us.
Hannah B's just insane intensity with this whole, Q-tip fighting thing.
Nick Saban.
But she is very angry that Caelynn is getting as much attention as she is getting with Colton surrounding this entire thing, and says something that was rather confusing to me. She didn't come here to compete in another pageant.
Yes, you did.
I think all 4 of us had the same take. That's what this is.
You guys had it
You
word
knew
for word.
that.
I'll go even deeper than that. Like, they don't even care about Colton. This is like, they're treating this just as a contest where they need to beat each other. It's not about the guy. It's about winning.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's
That's
pageantry. Hey, you know what that pool party is? That's the swimsuit competition, ladies.
Exactly. Oh, God. Yeah.
Ultimately, the violence does nothing for Hannah because arbitrarily Tracy and Caelynn are picked to move on.
Arbitrarily. Completely. And, oh, God, Tracy. Can we... Oh, Tracy.
You look like Sam Cassell.
That's way better than what I thought of. I was going to say melted Angelina Jolie, but Sam Cassell is far more accurate.
I have a note later on, but Tracy is the kind of person you see on this show, and you're just like, you feel gross because the producers let her do this. Oh, like, why did you allow this person to come on? It's just this kind of gross pity that we feel for at least one of these people every season.
And it's her. And Demi made her cry in the previous episode.
And I don't even know if you guys know this. Tracy, besides being the pathetic one, she is also our Garrett controversial tweets before the season.
No way.
They weren't politically leaning, but they were like really just bitchy, and the controversy was fat shaming. She was like complaining about fat women on treadmills. Like she, despite being as pathetic as we have all seen, is really condescending towards others, which makes her even worse.
And a hypocrite.
She should be commenting on other people's looks because her hairline starts at the soft spot on the top of your head. You just showed me
I believe that's called the fontanelle.
Caelynn wins this, whatever the fuck this is. And look out, because Hannah is, quote, starting to spiral, which is something that she said like too many times in too short a time period. Hannah B is fucking nuts.
She is. And it's bizarre. I mean, it's not, because you see it all the time on the show, but
she's pretty.
She's
and
pretty.
She's affable. I don't know what happened to her to make her so
Arrested Development, dude. She never grew out of 14.
It's the pageant.
She lost
system.
to her in the pageant is the key thing between them. I mean, like there's nothing complex about that. It's like we're friends, and then she lost to her, and it's like I hate you.
Yeah.
But I think the whole system of being in pageants and like people just like be pretty. It fucks these girls up, and she's like, I will lash out if I'm not the prettiest one, I will kill you all and show up covered in blood like Carrie.
Hannah is sort of like if Jean Benet had lived. Like this might be the result. Just like pretty, but like insane, and just she probably has a constant ringing in her ears.
Okay, so
5 stars.
Let's get to the night date.
Night date!
Caelynn and Colton start talking about how, and Caelynn being the girl who you think is the hottest girl on the show.
Her name's Kate.
Can we just talk for a minute about where the setting of the night date?
Yeah.
Is this place called Big Daddy's
Antiques.
which is a furniture store
I totally
in
missed
Century City, and they have had many night dates there in The Bachelors over the years, and I wouldn't expect you guys to know it's a little higher end. I go there a lot. But the only reason that they go there is because there are like already all they sell is like couches and chairs, so it's like you could just go sit over here or go sit over there. It's crazy that they keep using Big Daddy's furniture to like have these night dates. It's not a date place. There's nobody serving drinks. There's no music. There's no food. It's chairs.
This year they're also having the fantasy suites at Slumberland. It's pretty much the same thing.
What is that?
Slumberland?
It's like a mattress center.
Yeah,
Is that a Midwest thing?
I did think they were nationwide, but,
But now you're
no.
rethinking that.
100%.
Sleepies.
That's the first thing I noticed when I came out to LA, by the way. There are so many mattress stores, and you can find one on any corner, so it just doesn't add up.
It's crazy.
People think
know.
mattress stores are fronts for like a big money laundering drug thing. That's like a popular conspiracy, because there
I
are
believe it.
so many mattress. People are like, why are they all here? And so people have speculated that it's like a lot of them are fronts.
That's so true, because like the life cycle of a mattress is enormous. It's like
huge.
Buying a bottle of hot sauce. Like you buy one and you're gonna have it for a long
so
fucking
long.
time.
Yeah.
Not to mention the online business. These days, they can ship you a brand new comfortable mattress that's this size through the mail.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it's 2019. Direct from manufacturer is going to put these drug fronts out of business, and they're going to have to find some like internet cafes. I don't know.
Yeah, it's great. Every podcast in the world is sponsored by one of these mattress places.
And I've heard Casper is pure shit.
Oh boy, you're getting that sponsor that way.
Pure shit. They'll come.
They'll come. No, they're coming.
Hey.
Yeah, Pat.
All right. Let me say something about Kate and Colton talking. All right. This is the first time I'm actually seeing chemistry between two people. Maybe I sound like a madman here, but Caelynn, their conversation just seems so easy. It's just, and that's what chemistry is, right? Like, there's no weirdness when you meet someone.
Right.
You're just talking to them. You're getting along, getting to know each other. Nothing weird.
It's for this show, yes, but in real life, they're still at a first grade level. I mean, it's like I rode bikes too. Oh my God, you did so many times, and then they almost kiss.
No, literally, they're like, they agreed that they both love food, and they thought this is out of this world.
Oh, that's right. That's
Wait,
right.
you like food too? Me too.
So,
You need sustenance?
I had just the extreme opposite take that you had, because they do talk about this niche commonality they have, which is food.
Sashimi? Specific.
All right. Demi is lecturing the girls, and Tracy takes issue with Demi's use of the word type.
That was just
She says
bizarre.
type and just sets her the fuck off. It's bizarre. Do you guys think that Demi's formidable? Because I think it's kind of pathetic to get run over by Demi. She's just like, I don't know how formidable she is.
I think in that group, she's formidable. I think because she has made up her mind that she's not going to take any shit, and that anyone who comes at her, because if you notice in the first week or whatever, when people came at her, she killed them with kindness. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Right.
Oh, I totally understand.
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then when they come at her again, it's like, no, this is not going to be, this is my show that I'm in over here that you're not in. The other African American girl who had an issue with her
Courtney.
at Big Daddy's, I think she's very attractive.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
really cute.
That's who I thought that you said was the hottest girl in the world. Or
Fuck
in the
no.
show.
He said she's the dumbest, Courtney, I believe.
I think I said that.
Yeah, I think you guys agreed. But I will say the only thing you have to be formidable amongst these women is not afraid of confrontation.
Right.
Because the rest of these girls, when they're face to face and they're just putting it in black and white, they all like kind of never mind, and she doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's why she's a fun villain, despite the theater of her mind.
It's at this moment where I kind of turn on Demi. Like, I thought she was fun, but now she's just an evil little sprite.
Well, I can't imagine, like, if I were an older girl and I was surrounded by younger women, like, I can't imagine how uncomfortable I would feel. Like I would be pissed and I would be like, y'all don't know. You know what I mean? Especially after your experience and everything.
You're taking personally me giving you a different point of view on something.
And it's been made very clear that you're making attacks on me right now.
Like, I'm not sitting here trying to argue with anyone. I don't care to do that.
You make like passive-aggressive comments that you think that I'm not going to pick up on, and I'm just going to be like, okay. But no, I hear what you're saying to me.
Okay, that's fine.
I feel so bad for y'all.
Great. And the first question is, how much was the tax? Was it 7.5%, 9%? You're making a tax on me right now. That doesn't quite make sense. But she was right.
You're making a tax.
She was right, though. She was right to that Tracy was coming at her. She was right, but but the way that she defended herself was way over the top. It was a cluster. It was a Mexican showdown. It was just everybody started standoff.
Here's my take on this.
Let me say that again.
I hope
Mexican standoff.
Oh,
I love what Demi's doing here, but I hope she has more in her tool belt other than like busting balls on "you're an old bitch." Like, I hope there's more there. Because that's all she's come back with like 3 times.
Yeah, my favorite was that Demi was like, "You're being passive aggressive." Immediately after, Demi was like, "It must be so challenging to be one of the older girls."
I know.
Tracy should just come back with, "One is not old until regrets take the place of dreams."
Wow. Who said that?
I don't know. I read it once and it's just stuck with
I was
me.
going to say, that sounds like FDR or something.
That is my biggest fear in life. All right. Well, she does take Colton over for a spank sesh. She's just doomed. I mean, we talked about it. She has no chance to win this competition because Colton is extremely uncomfortable with how aggressive she is.
Yeah. And it was like, how about taking the fake hand and running it down to his crotch, like a mannequin hand?
Bizarre.
And it was like, that's the joke. It's like, you're still kind of touching his dick. It's like, that doesn't take away contact to the penis, because it's like, oh, it's a different kind of hand.
It's way easier for him to imagine it's a man.
I know they do this a lot on the show, but my wife turned to me at this point and said, imagine if The Bachelor did this to some of his contestants.
Yeah. Lawsuits, shut the show down.
Yeah, ladies. One's giving us 5 stars.
Yeah, see, we're woke.
Do you have a clip to play?
Well, because before Demi did her little dominatrix show with Colton, she had her second confrontation of the night with the aforementioned Courtney.
Right.
dumb Courtney.
So I just think sometimes your delivery can be maybe a little different than you would like it to be, and the way that you did it, you just seem very sassy to me.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Just be more aware. I think it's really easy.
I'm going to be who I am, and I'm always aware.
I'm not saying don't be who you are.
Yeah, I know, but I am annoyed by this conversation. I'm not gonna do this, dude. Courtney had a problem with like the tone that I was using, and that just didn't make any sense to me. I don't understand what she wanted me to do. Lower my voice or something? None of the girls really have the balls to like maintain a problem with me. They know that I'm not afraid of them, and I'm gonna stand up for myself, and they're intimidated by my confidence and how untouchable I am. So I'm not worried about them.
Built in a lab of evil.
She's a little evil Kristen Chenoweth.
Yes, she is.
She's a little bitch. I don't like her at all. I don't think it's funny anymore. I just think she's a little bitch.
This is the moment in like comedy action movies when the villain stops becoming like fun. He does something so evil.
Yeah, like Steve Coogan and the other guys.
Yes.
Perfect example.
Wait, he doesn't go evil. He's like he's always funny.
That was a really bad example.
No, episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I never knew Darth Vader killed younglings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he killed children. Darth Vader killed children.
I guess
did.
the prequels kind of
He
were
was never
comedies.
funny.
Did.
I still liked him until I found out he killed kids.
Elise gets the one-on-one. Cassie at this point is
Elegant Elise.
the red horse. Elegant Elise gets the one-on-one. Cassie is quote-unquote concerned she's not getting enough time. Cassie, do not worry. You will come in third.
Yeah. You'll be on Paradise.
You'll have nothing. You have nothing to worry about. You're going to do absolutely fine.
I'm already spotting the Paradise people. Now
Yeah.
that's what you do.
Do you have a front runner?
Onyeka. She's definitely going to Paradise. Demi will be in Paradise.
Yeah.
If she wants to be.
Yeah.
Hannah B will be in Paradise for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see them all.
Onyeka's definitely going to be there,
Absolutely.
and she's going to find no one.
No one.
Yeah.
And she'll be there like talking concerned with other people.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on with that relationship? It's like, just get a date on your own.
If Tracy's up for 6 weeks of being bullied, she's a shoo-in. If she wants to go.
6 sad weeks in Paradise.
Yeah. Just being ostracized.
Yeah, I forgot that we're smack dab in the middle of a date here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the date card gets dropped, but we got to go back to the date. Caelynn spends time with Colton, and she is absolutely killing it because she is not focusing on the other girls. She's focusing on Colton.
She did very well.
Hannah is, does she say she's befumbled?
Yes.
Too much football.
Now I remember Mark Sanchez had the
Befumble.
befumble.
Yeah.
But now she
Yeah.
is befumbled.
Now, can I ask you, you are from a part of the country that is very, very...
Watch it, motherfucker.
Easy, motherfucker.
Wow,
Easy,
that
motherfucker.
escalated quickly.
Jesus Christ. Ugh. All right. You're
come
from
harder, don't come at all.
You're from, both of you are from a filthy part of this nation that is very, very passionate about a certain sports team.
Yeah.
Does it annoy you that so much of her identity is tied to Nick Saban's Roll Tide Alabama University?
Not at all. I think it's the most attractive thing about her. I love that she goes hard with the team. I love it. I can identify with it. And I just wish that she were a little bit better of a person.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of how you said they're from a filthy part of the country, so you know in the premiere how we were visiting different places in the country and we saw these randos get married? We got a 1-star review because
Oh, yeah.
Dylan called people filthy, yucky normies. And
For where were they from?
Detroit.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, that's a great tease. I will be addressing that review in my new segment, Pat Reviews, iTunes Reviews.
Dude,
I love it.
You
love
come
it.
up with the most incredible titles for segments. It's absolutely insane.
It's
And
a skill.
I do want to say to whoever wrote that. We'll
To
get
whomever.
to whomever wrote that.
Oh, I know who wrote that.
We'll get
Some
to you.
bitch that's proud of having 650 Yelp reviews.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
All right, let's holster this. All right, Hannah is befumbled, and this leads to her committing the cardinal sin of this competition. Way too early.
Way too early.
Usually we get to week 6 or 7 before somebody attacks another castmate, which is just the fucking nail in the coffin. I mean, she survives tonight, but she's gone very, very soon.
She's gone. It's clear the way that wind is blowing. But they'll drag it out to get them on a 2-on-1 for sure.
Yeah. Nick,
because when she came and told him this news, he literally like leaned his head back, like, oh fuck, like Caelyn's definitely the winner. Right. But you have to stay here, but you're just going to make this difficult now.
Yeah, well, it's this weird, like, you kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, it's this mystery that's not a mystery. And, I was thinking, is there something more to just Caelynn did better in the competition than her? But it turns out, no. It's just they fucking hate each other.
It'll drag them both down, though. I mean, it'll sink both boats.
Yeah.
I think so.
You do not think Caelynn's going to win this competition?
I don't think so. Her eyes are too close together.
She will go how far though?
She might get hometown. Maybe.
I think she'll get hometown.
Do you want to start picking hometowns right now?
We haven't done that. We haven't done that all season. That's a good call.
We should put our studs and our duds on Patreon, but let's just hear Alex
we
hometowns.
Cannot miss studs and
hometowns. If there are 4, because sometimes they do a weird 3 thing. But if there are 4,
okay,
it's gonna be, I think Caelynn will be one of the 4. I think the gorgeous speech therapist Cassie,
stunning.
Oh my
an angel.
God, is she beautiful?
She's so beautiful.
I don't know how much she has to offer. She's gorgeous.
Right.
I think she's going to be a hometown for sure. I think Close Together features girl who was concerned about not having enough time with him this week. The one who was
Hannah G.
Hannah G.
She looks like the mom from National Lampoons.
Correct.
Beverly D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Got to throw some color in there, brother.
Yeah, well, I think what's her face? What's her name?
Katie.
She's very pretty.
You are missing a very, very important player in this game.
Shit.
Let's go to the one-on-one with Elegant Elise.
Oh, you think she's going to be a hometown?
I think she is probably going.
Oh boy, somebody's got early-itis.
Gosh, man, we cannot not confirm or deny any of these. We just got to get on.
As Pats fans, we can talk about there are a lot of teams come out of the gates 4-0, and they're like they're gonna win this, they're gonna win that, and then who's there?
The Bucks beating the Saints.
It's the long game.
It's the long game.
Okay, one-on-one with Elegant Elise is, I mean, it's just a heartwarming bonanza.
This is where they spend the money, dude.
This was an incredible date.
It was. And all joking aside, when those kids came in and then you could clearly see a couple of the, that they came from the hospital and they were sick. It was like awesome. It was great. And then of course it led to me watching and other kids being like, you don't look sick. What are you doing there? Get the other kid, get the sick kid back. Like, this kid's healthy. This kid just snuck in.
Right.
But that was a great date. Totally great for Colton. Like, you did like him a lot in that moment.
Yep.
And you liked them kissing at the top of the roller coaster. Like, that was a really good, that's what the show is in its like best top of the pyramid form.
Yeah, because they go back and forth. They kind of find this cool balance. Sometimes I think they go a little too far with the jokey stuff or the negative stuff. But this show is about romance. I mean, we do watch this hoping that they do find love, right? No?
I mean, they literally never find love.
I know.
Ari and Lauren and Baby Lyondike would like to disagree, sir.
Boy.
Hey,
Jan Travolta.
One of them's going to end up dead. It's like that story that just came out of Florida about that woman beating her husband's head with a cane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's gonna be Ari and Lauren.
Out of where do you say? No.
Florida?
Hey, when all those kids were running to Elise and Colton, do you think like a little part of Elise's heart was broken on the count of she can't have children because she's so old?
I think you're going way overboard, Patrick. She could definitely have children, but the clock is definitely ticking on her becoming dry and barren.
All right.
That's when they get really, really,
Her uterus is a house with a clock in its walls.
I hate that I have to do this, but just know that we are joking about the notion that she's old when she's not.
She's not.
Moving on.
Very young, very healthy.
Colton brings
have regret I would ask her, have regrets taken the place of dreams? And
Colton says to the camera that he brings up the Harper story, which we've heard a couple times before. It's a heartwarming tale. But he says that he used his platform to kind of help her. Now, it's a valiant thing he's doing. It's a very honorable thing, but I take issue with his use of the word platform.
I agree.
Because the Bolts practice squad is not a fucking platform. No one knows who you are.
that's true.
The head coach probably called him by a number, you know?
Yeah.
It is one way to get tax-free practice money, I will say.
What's that?
Tax-free practice squad money.
Huh. Is that tax-free?
If you're you start a nonprofit with your income.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
How much do those folks get paid? Do you get paid anything if you're on a practice
Probably
squad?
$260 a year.
No.
Less.
No way.
Less.
I bet we could. If you're a year-long practice squad player, I bet we could look it up.
All right.
Less.
We'll do that.
I'll take the under.
Yeah, we'll follow up with that. All right, let's get to the night date.
Night date!
Do you guys think
It's $7,600 a week. So you're not going to do that 52 weeks a year. But if that was 52 weeks a year,
30 weeks a year.
all right,
Book it.
all right.
So we're looking at 210.
hot pod?
Two more. 228.
That is crazy.
Oh wow, that was incredibly close by me.
That
you
makes me
naysayers.
feel-
Price is Right rules. I will give you. I was over.
That makes me feel way.
Bravo, sir.
That makes me feel way less bad for anybody who gets cut to the practice squad on Hard Knocks.
That's amazing. I couldn't.
I don't
I would
care.
have guessed. 130, and I would have won by Price is Right rules. But that's what I would have
That
guessed.
would have been strategic and cowardice.
As Patrick yelled, we're now at the night date. Do you guys think that this 6-year gap is legit between them? Because I initially didn't, but Colton is a golden retriever of a human being, even though he's 26.
Meaning he's younger?
Yeah. In many ways, in the obvious way that they continue to talk about.
Yeah.
But yes, but by the way, it wouldn't be an issue for her. What's her name?
Elise.
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 I forget everybody's name on the show. But I think she would be fine with it.
Yeah.
I think it would be an issue for him.
Well, yeah, I think they're going to do just fine, and she may even win this competition. But
That's a bold statement.
we'll save it for Patreon. Studs and Duds coming.
Oh, we were gonna pick our hometowns, and then we just really got off topic and something else.
Oh no, but I thought we were going to shelve the hometowns.
That in the Studs and Duds.
Yeah,
part
kind of inherently.
We gave him a taste.
Yeah,
That's how
just
we
a
get the
tiny,
Patreon
tiny
money.
little
teaser
taste.
That's how we
trailer.
get the Patreon money.
It's true.
We did not get a taste of Lisa's past. We got the entire thing. Bad segue, but she tells just the saddest story. I mean, it's just horrific.
Awful.
To the point where it's difficult to make light of it.
No, we'll be
Can't.
very, very serious about this. She had a sister who was diagnosed with a terminal cancer while she was pregnant with her niece. She fought for the life of the child, birthed the child, and passed away. It's
Les Miserables.
tearjerker.
Doesn't get any sadder than that. It really doesn't.
Okay. This story is so fucking sad, but I have to say this, and I am not judging this person. Because one of the tropes of the show is you got to lay out some tragedy very early. However, this is, I think, a little too soon for a tragedy on this level. I'm just saying. Wait, she's throwing this out there to some dude that in 8 weeks will not remember your name and be in a dancing contest on ABC.
I think
Seriously.
you're wrong about that, but I do think that generally you would be right, except for one thing.
She doesn't have what it takes for Dancing with the Stars.
No, there is a shared bond and common ground with the foundation element of this. The context of this date.
For date 10, not
No,
date 2.
they both have foundations to help kids. You say that early, and you are just the bond strengthens from there.
You're selling me. I'm seeing it now. I think something took hold in Colton's mind where he's like, yes, I can latch on to this.
Totally.
It's totally okay if I bring her along in this competition now because of this story.
Yeah.
I think you're right. And also, by the way, what does Chris Harrison say every time to the girls? Make your time count. Take advantage of the time you have. I mean, she packed it in there.
I like to think Chris is speaking to us all. It's really...
Before our dreams turn to regrets.
I thought you were going to say, what does Chris Harrison say? There's one rose left.
That's right.
Me too, actually.
Thanks, Chris. All right, she gets the rose, and there is one final surprise, which is a terrible one. The first obligatory dance to a completely unknown musical artist.
Oh, Tennille Arts.
That was the one first song I had recognized, though. You guys have heard that hit, haven't you?
I literally, as I was watching this, I said in my mind, not aloud, Nick is the only person who will know what this song is because filthy, yucky normie, you listen to country music and that bullshit.
I don't listen to that song. I've heard it. I listen to a country station every now and then, so it will... It's come across. I wouldn't have been able to tell you they were called Tennille Arts. That sounds like a
Is
shitty
it her
college.
Name? Is it her name? Oh, that's a good joke. I'm sorry I stepped on that.
Shitty college. It is. Tennille Arts.
I did some digging, and we've constantly joked that this is ABC's, like they're struggling independent.
Is this a Tennille Arts commercial?
We've talked that they put forward.
They're an A&R department. Is that where you're going?
That's what I'm going towards. But I did some digging. Tennille Arts is not on any ABC label.
Mm-hmm. Disney, you mean?
Disney, ABC,
Some of these
the
corporate
mouse.
structures get very complicated. I've been in
It
some
has
wiki
to be.
rabbit
It
holes.
has to be.
But I'm telling you, I looked through a log list. I control F, Tennille Arts, multiple different websites. She's not affiliated.
Maybe Chris Harrison's a personal friend and he hooked her up. He has a ton of power in that show.
I mean,
He does.
I'm probably wrong because this has to be the case, but
Great voice, though. I got to tell you, I really enjoyed her song, whatever the hell that was.
I can't believe you guys haven't heard this.
I honestly, I haven't, but I will say, ABC, shame on you. Shame. Copy, paste, repeat bullshit. Every one of these cycles, we do dinner, and then no one hears that there's 2,000 people behind those doors.
Right.
You're eating steak.
Yeah.
There's a concert going on.
Right.
Literally 25 yards from where you're eating dinner. And then there's a surprise.
One more surprise.
that just
Nathan McGuire was up there. It's like a name you've never heard of.
right. Yeah. It's a
and-
name you've never heard of. It's no one you want to see, except she does kind of sound like Shania Twain a little bit, and I love Shania Twain. Group date, Pat. We need a roll call.
Roll call! Hit the music! Date number 2 for the group. We got Tasha, Nina, Catherine, who looks like Camille Grammer. She gets kicked the fuck off the show, so I didn't get to know her. Sydney, Cassie, Aneka, Nicole, and I don't know if it's Caitlin or
Caitlin. Yeah, the Canadian one.
Oh,
Take.
the Canadian one. Poor girl.
Poor girl. Poor thing.
It's Caitlin.
Yeah, we'll get to her. So sorry, I don't have a fucking trauma in my life that I can pull up right now. I'll get to her.
Stepping on a clip.
Colton says that he wants to, quote, bring the guns out. Also, he says something very confusing, that he doesn't need somebody who's in great shape, but they do need to be by his side.
I thought the word guns was an odd choice by ABC in this political climate, but who am I?
I didn't think so. It's pretty apparent. He's talking about his biceps, which he works too hard on. Now, we talked about his body being good in some people's eyes and bad in others. We've talked about, ad nauseum, the guy does not have abs, and he should have abs. Alec, he should have abs.
He should. He should. It's like I cannot criticize because in the last 2 years, I mean, my body has turned into my dad's body.
Yeah.
And it's depressing.
Yeah.
I need the bro or the man's ear.
Uh-huh.
Are you being filmed on national television
I'm
with your
not.
shirt off?
You're not the Bachelor.
I'm not, thank God.
And the Bachelor should have fucking abs.
You're right. Yeah, I'll take your point on that one.
Put the ropes down. Stop working on your fucking arms.
Because the potential is there. Those traps, you're not going to cover your traps in fat, all right? Those don't lie. The potential is there. Yeah. Do a couple week cut, Colton.
He's a little Thanos-like. I think he's got a decent bod.
I'm telling you, it's all potential.
I won't have this anymore. He needs abdominal muscles. The girls see him and they absolutely flip.
No pun intended because of the tire.
That's great. I didn't have that written.
Very good.
They flip once again when they see Terry Crews and his very buff wife.
Nice to have you all here.
When I saw her, I was actually very surprised he wasn't more welcoming to a man's touch.
Oh, yes. I was going to say, wasn't he like a confusing part of the Me Too movement? Yeah.
I think he still is.
The most incredibly woke. He was Gillette before Gillette, exposing toxic masculinity and being
I don't want to get
shamed.
into any more hot water. You know, sexual assault is not a laughing matter, and it should stop.
I told Terry to sue that motherfucker.
Terry,
Well, but sexual assault.
Calm down.
Yeah, sexual assault against men is a laughing matter.
I guess, there was an agent that grabbed his balls, and I can understand how Terry would be very, very pissed off about that kind of a power move, but handle it like a man.
The penis or the situation?
Both.
All right, let's get to the show.
I will say his story so inspiring. Did you know the man, when he was on his own practice squads, he made money by sketching his more affluent teammates? He's a very good artist, very talented.
Who were his better teammates at the time? What team was he on?
These are details I don't know. I just know the rhetoric that he spews. But
So he'd sort of be sketching like, "Hey, Calvin Moore, you like roller skates? Sure you do." That kind of a sketch artist.
yeah, and then he hands a
was he-
super offensive picture to Calvin.
He was like a Santa Monica Pier type sketch artist.
No, it's. I think he was pretty good.
Only because the bulk of our audience, they're just spiraling right now, not knowing the teams that he played for, Alec. But,
yeah, they won't
it was
rest.
the Chargers, the Redskins, and the Eagles.
Oh, look at that, the Chargers.
So maybe he got some PT too. I don't even know. But the point is, he went out and made his own metaphoric pie. He doesn't like when people think you're stealing slices of their pie. You go out and make your own pie.
Unless you're suing someone for grabbing your balls for $5 million.
Can we get?
Then you can make my
That's
pie.
a new pie. That's like money out of thin air, right?
Hey,
Just lawyers.
can we get to the strongest woman contest?
Oh, right.
Wow.
Where we are once again graced with the presence of the national treasure that is the almost deceased Fred Willard.
Incredibly underutilized tonight.
Oh man, Fred Willard's gonna hit me like Bob Einstein did. It's just gonna be such a sad fucking day.
Wheelchaired from that straight out of the convalescent home. That's it was sad.
It was so apparent by the editing that they cut his first joke, because a guy like Fred Willard has a first joke. It's like, "Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Fred Willard." He was like, "Hey, thanks to be here." Quick cut to like them doing something else. It's like whatever he said off the top was just a bomb or too offensive.
I bet it was too offensive because he seems to be pushing the limits every time he gets some airtime on this show. I will say how you were crushed with is it Einstein or Einstein? Einstein. There's more content out there every year. There are going to be more famous people dying and crushing people's hearts. Every year, people are like, "Oh my God, everybody! There's been this many celebrities." It's only going to get when YouTube.
Farrah Fawcett.
Michael Jackson and Billy Mays. That was the big three. And, but it's only gotten worse. That all happened in like 2011, maybe 2009. I don't know.
What do you mean, 2021?
No, when
he's
Billy
saying-
Mays, Farrah Fawcett, and Michael Jackson died.
Oh, got it. Sorry, not tracking.
This is very convoluted what I'm saying, but the point is, like in 80 years, YouTube stars are going to be dropping 20 a day.
Yeah.
Oh, got
It's going to be like, "Oh, it's the hollering YouTube kid.
Yeah.
The yodeling kid.
Right.
He's gone."
Ninja's dead.
Chloe, that girl with the confused face.
When Alec and I were
Trained.
kids, there was like 20 famous people. Jack Tripper, John Ritter, Laverne and Shirley, Penny Marshall, some people from the Love Boat, Dynasty.
He's nailing it.
Penny Marshall dead.
Yeah, I know. That's
Right?
right.
Ted
Apropos.
Danson.
Ted Danson from Cheers.
Ted Danson looks
Bob Lobel.
really healthy.
Pablo Bell. Oh, deep cut. Deep cut. I was just wondering what he was up to. He was our local sports guy.
I'm very jealous of the bond you two old geezers have with one another.
Hey, don't Demi us.
All right, do you guys want to go over anything in this, this competition?
Yes.
Let's do it.
The mysterious limo move.
Yeah.
Like, why was it moving? Why was when she pulled the truck or limo?
Yeah.
Why did it move? There was someone in the limo. We saw that in one of the shots.
And why
there was a driver? Like, why didn't? So of course the first person came out, didn't move at all. That made sense.
Who was black? I get what you're
Yes.
saying. ABC is racist.
There we go. No, but I'm saying where the limo clearly something happened to make it move, and then it suddenly stopped.
She's not that much stronger than the other person.
No.
And why didn't Fred Willard take those 1,000-to-1 odds Chris Harrison offered him that Caelynn would
You
move
always
an
take
inch?
it. You always take that.
Dude, he bets $1,000. That's $1 million for Chris. He ruins him. I know Chris makes a lot of money, but he's not liquid. He'd end up like Chris Hansen, selling merch on spec.
Chris Harris. Chris.
No,
Hansen.
it's Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen.
Hey guys, can I debut a new segment?
Fall from grace.
Can I debut a new segment? Too?
Yeah.
All right. This segment is called Pat Brings Context to Sound Effects. When all the
Another
girls,
great title.
All right, I'm working on it. It's a working title. All right, when the competition was happening, when people were lifting up tires and dragging a cake and stuff, they played this sound effect. If you listened closely,
Yeah, $6 million man.
thank you, Alec. You and I,
We're old enough to know that.
well, for the audience. Following 3 television pilots, which aired in 1973, The $6 Million Man, a television series starring Lee Majors, who was married to Farrah Fawcett, aired on ABC Network as a regular episodic series for 5 seasons from 1974 to 1978. So every time his character would jump from building to building, lift things, punch people, you would hear.
It was a great sound effect. One of the top 10 like show openings of all time was the $6 Million Man.
Oh, I'd love to play it. It's pretty cool.
Let's,
Are you guys surmising that Caelynn is bionic?
We have the capability to make the world's first bionic man. Steve Austin will be that man. Better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster.
Forgive me again for being a millennial. I had no idea that he was called the $6 Million Man because he's a guy who got in a horrible plane crash.
Yeah.
And they spent $6 million to rebuild him.
That's crazy.
Why? What was so special about Steve?
Well, it was fortuitous timing for him. It's like, well, we can do it now, I guess. We might as well do it for Steve.
He's a perfect candidate. He's pretty much dead.
RoboCop rip that fucking idea off. I was always mad at RoboCop.
I love RoboCop, though.
You know what that sound effect reminds me of? Something that Alec brought up last time he was on here. Meanwhile.
Oh, the super
Meanwhile.
friends.
It's kind of got that little trickle.
I love that.
Which has become a staple, by the way, of the show. The Meanwhile.
I love that.
Meanwhile.
I mean, what am I saying? We know you listen.
Of course. By the way, I was thinking of that on the drive over that I don't listen because I have no commute. I live so close to work. I don't hear any podcasts.
Right.
Like I don't listen to the ones that I do.
Yeah.
Like my drive to work is 1.5 songs.
Yeah.
That's how far I should walk to work. I don't. But I just never. I feel like podcasts are perfect for the car. If you have like a 40-minute commute or something, it's like you bang it out. I would love to do that.
Yeah.
It's
no,
true.
You are the type of person who is not, podcasts are for people who have time to kill. You just don't have time to kill.
Well, the thing is I do have time to kill, but it's like when I'm at home and I'm one of those like idiot weirdos who just like watches the same Law and Orders from 1997. I'm like, remember when I was young?
I watched The Office over and over, and
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucking asshole who tweeted today The Office is better.
If
Parks and Rec is better than The Office.
No,
Shut up.
That's just
If
That's wrong.
If Batman the Animated Series was more readily available, I'd watch that.
I remember that. That was good.
One of Cece's coworkers the other day said you should start watching Law and Order, and she did start watching Law and Order SVU.
Seems like a horrible thing to start.
The old Law and Orders were just, there's something comforting about them. And I wouldn't say, oh, you have to go back and watch them. I would never say that. There's something comforting about them. I can't even describe it. Jerry Orbach is like one of the people that I would bring him back to life before like some of my dead relatives. He was like that. Him and John Candy.
It's bizarre because when I hear you, a lot of people say that it's comfortable. They watch it when they go to bed. But there's horrific brutality in that show.
Yeah, it's usually right at the beginning, and then the rest of it is like the very by the numbers.
But it gets wrapped up though.
But that's like Curb for me because people say that they get anxiety watching Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, it's just hilarity.
I've never felt that once watching that show, and I think it's because we're Jews. I don't know.
Yes, that we look at him and go, yes, I feel that way exactly all the time.
I'm not Jewish, and I don't get.
You don't?
When I watch that, no. I just think it's funny. I think it's because I'm like sociopathic. And
right.
Just no empathy. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we got a night date.
Night date!
Who talks to him first?
Tasha.
Who is that?
I believe she is an African-American woman.
Okay.
They make out.
Can we move on?
Oh, no. Wait, unless you get to Nicole, the Latina.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, go ahead, Dale.
No. Let's talk about her.
Oh, all right. They also make out. Before that, she cries, and then she says, gracias, papi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did not like that.
Why not?
Well, it's a little too ghetto for me. Papi.
Whoa.
You know, it is. I'm sorry to say. Go ahead. Give me 1 star for that, you motherfuckers.
I find it hot. She can say papi all day.
Because papi's papa, right? That's your dada?
Yeah.
Oh.
But like,
weird.
I will say you pointed out last week how she pulled out her autistic brother really early.
Too early.
But she had a second sad. She kind of glossed over it, but she had a second sad story in the holster. Her mother fleeing Cuba, being an independent woman. She said it like really half-heartedly, like she wasn't even into it.
Although, Dylan, please bring up the point you brought.
I mean, this will be the 3rd show in a row, and I bring it up, every show because I think it's so fucking funny when she says half of my heart is in Havana, and he says, "Oh, have you been?" and she says, "No."
It was a classic moment.
It's wild. Like
Dylan.
she keeps reminding him that she's Cuban, but she's never been to Cuba. She has no chance. She'll be gone in what, a week or 2? Probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I think she will too. It's funny because I kind of like her. I don't know why. She looks like someone that like you would know in real life. But
I've said
she sounds like Judy
she
Grimes.
So familiar all season, but I can't place her. I would like look her up to see if she's been on a reality show before. She's very familiar to me, and I like her too.
Yeah.
You know who I don't like?
Brie?
No, Onyeka.
Oh, yeah.
And guys, I don't want to sound like, a conspiracy theorist or anything, but I don't think that cake that he feeds her was the cake they were pushing around earlier that day.
You may be right.
Take off the tinfoil hat, fellas.
Tower 7. No one talks about it.
No one
talks about it.
No.
Huh?
Well, no, controlled demolition for sure.
Yeah.
Controlled. That's the way a controlled demolition goes down.
Loose change, people, required
Made
viewing.
by a retard on his computer. Give me a break.
There's something fishy going on there.
Now, Dylan.
Cui bono? Who benefits?
So, guys, Colton sits down with Caelynn and has a rough conversation because she has not gone through any trauma or experience of note. He asks her what a night out would look like with her, and Pat, she replies in kind.
I want somebody that's happy to go out with me and my friends and have a really ridiculous, silly evening. I don't know. I'm happy to, open up to you about that.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what to open up about other than the fact that my life has been good.
Yeah.
She's super shallow.
I don't think she's shallow.
Not shallow. She's just
young and
Blessed.
stupid.
She's just privileged. Yeah, she's a fucking middle-class Canadian girl who's had an easy life.
Can I tell you something as a dude? One of my least favorite things when I would start dating a girl that I might be into was the thing where I might have to meet some of her friends and I'd have to behave myself.
If you want to be her lover, you have to get with her friends.
Yeah.
I wish. Now, I hate the idea that she puts out the premise like, we start dating and we'll go out to a club and my friends will hang out. We'll all hang out and have a great time.
Oh, you think that's what turned him off?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Guys don't want that. I want to hang out with my friends. You're going to come to me, bitch. You're going to hang out with me. Be in my world. I'm not going to be in your world being judged by all your little college roomies or
Goons.
whatever.
I love the spin that you bring that's in your mind. I love that. You're Demiing the situation right now. But you might be right.
It's true. He hates this. Come on. Yeah, what do we see? She puts out there like the worst date ever. That's how I don't want to spend my Friday night. And as a result, sweetie, you got to go.
That's very generous of you, Patrick, that you bring your girlfriend out with the boys. Because me personally, I just leave them at home, make sure they don't leave the house. I come home to a nice dinner and a clean house, you know what I'm saying? Give us 5 stars.
5 stars.
5 stars.
Yeah, so, sorry, she didn't have a sister who had a tumor while she was pregnant.
No autism, no Down
She
syndrome.
wasn't a pageant girl who was touched by the greatest president in our nation's history. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, probably, right?
And remember that I'm kidding.
I think that what happened there was what turned Colton off was she got that Bachelor thing where she was insecure about how she was progressing. Some of the other girls, I'm seeing some of the other girls progressing. She just seemed like a robot.
Yeah.
Like I could see it in his eyes that he was watching her like calculate the situation, and that kind of just turned him off.
It's unfair because not everybody can handle that situation. But one thing
the $600 woman.
One thing I did love, and every person who gets kicked off this show should do this. When he tries to hold her hand,
don't hold my hand.
Please
Colton.
don't fucking hold my hand. Walks 5 paces ahead of him and gets in a car and leaves.
That was good.
Yeah,
to her dignity intact.
That's why, I think she's probably a fine person to date. She's really pretty. She's just, kind of milquetoasty. Sorry,
Yes.
he's looking for trauma.
Not ready for camera. Not ready for camera time. That was her problem.
Nope.
Should we get to the next day?
I'm actually kind of hungry for some Canadian milk toast. She's a beautiful woman.
Ew. Guys, Chris Harrison walks out. No cocktail party. Bomb dropped. But we're having a pool party. Colton's going to have his shirt off.
Swimsuit competition.
Yeah, exactly. You were right on when you said that earlier.
Oh, thanks.
Let's get to the real drama, though. I mean, there's some stuff that happens before that. Hannah G talks to him.
Homely Hannah.
Yeah. It's weird that she got the rose the first night. I do not think that she has a good shot in this competition.
I think she's going to win.
She's very wholesome.
Yeah.
Very wholesome. And I think Colton responds to that. I think he can. I agree that I think that she's probably on the list of people there. She might be like 5th or 6th most attractive in my mind.
Yeah.
But I think to Colton, he sees the blonde. She's got nice eyes.
Right.
Her features are very close together, but nice.
Right.
They're very. She's got shrunken head syndrome.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think that he likes that. Like I think that he sees like, okay, this is a traditional girl, and if we're gonna dive into the gay theory, then that's gonna be like a good thing for him. He's like, yes, people will see this is a girl.
But isn't that weird that he sends home Caelynn for being boring, and wholesome and traditional is just they're just other terms for boring.
But she's not going to sit there and talk about the process.
Yeah.
She did say like, I was nervous because I didn't see you. So
Right.
it was sort of the same message, but it was delivered with like a little more
tact.
humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, he said, and Patrick pointed this out, I think, on the first episode, but he said it multiple times, Hannah G reminds him of home.
Mm-hmm.
And and I think what he's saying that, like what you said, she's the prototype. She can bring him home to Pops. He's not going to get fucking... I mean, I know Pops is probably nice when he talks to him, but he's giving him glares like, "Why haven't you fucked, son?"
Yeah.
And now when he brings Hannah G home, it'll put everybody these worries to
people at
rest.
ease.
Yeah, I don't want to harp on it too much, but Exhibit A and why I think Colton's gay is that father of his.
Yeah.
I want to
Oh,
give
yeah.
it Exhibit B why this ain't going to work out with Hannah is they have no chemistry when they kiss.
Yeah.
There's a kiss here, and it's very awkward and weird. Like, this is when you should be really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Suck face, as Henry Fonda said.
He
in Golden
is
Pond.
he is sucking face very passionately with a lot of girls. Hannah is not one of them.
Yeah.
Caelynn is, though, and this is the real drum right here, guys.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Hannah versus Caelynn. Hannah says that if Caelynn is talking crap about her, she's going to unleash the beautiful monster that is inside of her, and then she does that crazy roar. She's just fucking crazy. She's crazy.
It was a great little soundbite and tease, that roar they used all week, which was effective and equally as it wasn't out of context when you saw it. It was like just what you wanted it to be. Yes, you're crazy.
Yeah, it was so funny because I had written down, hey bitch, she's not the one talking shit. You are. But alas, Caelynn does talk a fair amount of shit.
Okay, I am confused by all this. All right, so I always hated Hannah, Alabama Hannah.
Yeah.
Because
Roll Tide.
she doesn't make any sense when she talks, when asked with a direct question.
Yeah.
What I didn't know is that her nemesis, when posed with the same questions, would be unable to string together a cohesive thought as well.
Right.
So thus, we have no clue.
Because what happened isn't concrete. They just, I don't want to 5-star mode here, but this,
You're going to use the C word.
No, I mean, girls just fight with one another. I mean, shit just breaks down. They didn't have a close relationship. There was nothing substantial about their relationship, and they stopped liking one another because they're in a fucking beauty pageant together.
Can I give some advice here? And this is going to be very unpopular.
We are going down tonight.
So when you're trying to destroy your opponent and you're a female, in a man's eyes, okay, you don't just go like, I didn't like her, we didn't get along in the dorm room. What you drop on there is something that I think as men is really troublesome to us. What you say is, when I was in the room with Hannah, Colton, how do you feel about IBS? You label her as a farter. No man in his right mind will ever get that out of his mind. You start labeling a chick as someone who farts. No way.
Those are great farts.
Honestly.
Camille Grammer.
We as men, we try and be like, hey, come on, we're going to let that go. Obviously, she's a human being, but we don't. Women are perfect, beautiful creatures. When they go into that bathroom, whatever they do in there is unknown.
The
Sight
farts
unseen.
are still going.
When you plant this seed, like
It's
Inception,
7 hours.
you destroy that girl and her chances of ever Colton choosing her. So label her a farter.
Is this Dave Coulier's greatest hits? This is a super deep cut. He does fart noises with his hands.
Oh, he
It's a
does?
shit.
That's what I do.
I agree with Alec. Great farts, Patrick.
Great
I'm
farts.
so glad we started this Patreon.
So I don't think Sherlock Holmes himself could get to the bottom of this because there's nothing to get to the bottom of. But Colton tries his best to hear both sides of the situation.
I will say I kind of thought this too initially. It's just pageant bullshit. But at one point, Hannah B talks shit first. Colton confronts Caelynn.
Yeah.
When he confronts Caelynn, like Patrick said, she couldn't string together a sentence. She does, instead of talking about what happened in the situation, she panics and starts saying, I have trauma in my life. So she was like covering up for the reason she acted like a bitch in this situation. I think it's going to come out that Caelynn actually did do something wrong in this situation.
No, I don't think that's what it is.
No.
Chris Harrison was talking to Ashley Iaconetti at the beginning of this season for E.T. on YouTube's. Now Chris was talking about a person's story that they have to tell, and I think it's, I don't want to say pretty obvious because egg on my face if it doesn't turn out this way, but I think that Hannah may be the victim of some sexual assault or abuse later on down the road.
Okay, well,
In Alabama? You were saying, when you were talking about Chris Harrison talking to Ashley.
Iaconte on the YouTubes.
Yeah, that you keep saying her name wrong.
Iaconetti.
Ianetta.
No.
You're saying it wrong.
Ashley
Iaconetti, I think.
Ianetta.
I think he's right.
You're so wrong.
Dylan, he's saying that with such conviction.
He's wrong.
The point is, it doesn't.
Sulk is not right.
The point is, it doesn't start with an L, Patrick.
Fair enough.
So,
Yes.
but you were saying when Chris is talking to Ashley about he was talking about that specific girl about Miss North Carolina and saying
think
it's
so.
her story to tell.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's sexual abuse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
you're
sexual
right.
abuse.
You're right.
Totally.
Yeah, it's her
So
story to tell.
that's,
Anyone who's got her story to tell, sexual abuse.
Yeah, well,
That's
textbook diddling.
That's going to be a fun episode later on down the road.
But I do like your take about how these pageant women being coddled. I was kind of saying this before, and it's crazy how much we've talked about bionic men tonight. But we'll see this example in sports with Todd Marinovich, the Robo QB.
Sure.
Coddled from day one, wasn't allowed to eat fast food till the day he was 19 years old, and he turned out like a complete head case. And a pageant is 100 of those girls.
Same deal.
Yeah. Now, I feel bad for Colton because he's trying to suss out what's
And
going
Todd.
on. And Todd. But he says, Caelynn tells him that Hannah is manipulative and fake. And when he goes to Hannah and says, why would you say that? Hannah says, because she's manipulative and fake.
Yeah.
I'm not green, you're green.
You notice she didn't deny toxic.
I didn't notice that.
That's my Britney toxic. Like,
Oh my gosh! You know, I was.
That was like a reemergence for her.
I was Britney for Halloween one year.
I can picture that.
I'm completely kidding.
It was just 20
on.
years since Hit Me Baby.
I want to judge Colton on this.
Okay.
So he takes one woman's word at full value and then needs to confront the other girl like full attack there.
Well, he likes one better than the other.
Yeah.
Still, dude, don't do that. Like, oh, hey, this has been brought up, or let's talk about it or something. Or I go, hey, let's get the two of you together and watch you have it out.
I'd be like, I like Caelynn more. Hannah, you're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's move on.
But alas, she is not gone. Let's get to the rose ceremony. Colton says if you don't get a rose, it's not because you're not incredible. Thank you for that. Moving on. In a crazy turn of events, Hannah B, can you believe it, gets the last rose. You know, because they gotta do the whole 2-on-1 thing, and you know, like building suspense up, and there's no suspense there because you know that Hannah B is gonna get it. You know, that whole frustrating.
You think Hannah B is gonna get it?
No, you knew that Hannah B
the
was
last rose.
going to be the one.
Sure.
That was
But when
gonna
it
get
comes to their showdown, who do you guys got?
Caelynn.
Caelynn.
1000%.
Yeah,
Cool.
and I wouldn't have picked that day one. Like, just looking at both of them, I would have been like, oh, for sure, it'll be Hannah. But nope.
Yep.
Much like the judges in the pageant, I have been swayed towards North Carolina.
Yeah.
Some people have said you can't judge a book by its cover.
Oh, you're full of phrases tonight.
You know, speaking of beauty pageants, Patrick played the clip that, you know, was viral before viral, or maybe not viral before viral, but this, I think we'll play it again because it is so magnificently.
Recent
it's just
polls have
perfect.
shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. Or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much.
There's.
Oh my God.
Now, by the way, you have to back play the clip of that reporter who had a stroke on air. That female reporter, remember that from like 5 or 6 years ago?
Vaguely, I've seen it.
Do
for
that.
Sure.
It's so eerily similar to what happened to her,
Except her brain is not undergoing any.
No, and it wasn't. They said it wasn't a stroke. They said she had like pneumonia or something. But it was like a woman who literally forgot how to speak on the air, who was a reporter.
Serene Branson is live at the Staples Center with highlights and backstage coverage we're seeing for the very first time. Serene.
Well, a very, very heavy debatation tonight. We had a very Darrison, but let's go to Terrace and look for the bit. They had the pit.
Eerily similar.
She didn't have a stroke?
Well, I think she did, but they didn't want to say she did, so it was like she had bad pneumonia, but she basically had a mini stroke.
You should for sure go with stroke.
Yeah,
it's the only reasonable explanation.
That's
for
one of
that.
my. But those two things, they're just so similar.
Yikes! 5 stars. So Pat, who goes home?
Oh, you want a Rose Ceremony roll call?
Yeah, but the people who go home.
Oh, Camille Grammer, and then is that it? I think
No. There was like a surprise, like hottie you never met.
Brie.
In the background.
Australian never reconciled fake accent Brie.
Yeah.
They never showed the reveal when she tells him that she doesn't actually have a fake accent, and it crushed my soul.
Yeah,
That's
you know why
right.
it crushed his soul? Because me and Pat said that's a dumb move.
That's not why it crushed it. That
okay.
that added some fuel to the fire, but I really just wanted to see that.
You know,
Came out in a fur coat.
A silver lining of all this is Catherine gets to go back to her dog, who I assume has been sequestered or
It's
It's
dead.
been somebody's problem.
Dude, everybody forgot about it.
Yeah.
She did give us her dog.
Just eaten by a coyote.
Get every footage
Dude,
we have. We gotta find a
are
doppelganger.
tons of coyotes in TO or wherever the hell this mansion is. It was almost burned to the ground.
Almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say wildfires.
But tons of coyotes. All right, so this is the end of the episode. I do want to ask if you guys want to talk about this post-credit scene, which I thought was a little weird.
Well, first of all, it was exactly an SNL sketch that they did like maybe 3 years ago. Like I forget who was the host, but it was
Ari's season. It was just a year ago.
right. Can I steal him away? Sorry. Like, can I steal him away? Can I
A
talk
very
to-
convincing Becca, played by Melissa Villaseñor.
Oh yeah,
Love
that's
Melissa
right.
Villaseñor.
Yeah. Yep. She's a cast member.
You know who else is? Leslie Jones. Shut the fuck up, Leslie Jones. Ghostbusters 3 was a goddamn skid mark. You should be fucking ashamed of yourself.
Wait, why did she come at this show or something?
No, she came at the new reboot of Ghostbusters for ignoring the third movie and not including them.
Oh, please.
Shut the fuck up.
Please.
Oh, God,
That's
I
annoying.
despise Leslie
I
Jones.
kind of, you know what it was? It was still residual warmth from the joy of that actual date with the kids, and then watching them do it, I was like, oh, that's cute. I like it.
But it's hard to fuck up using kids in sketches. Jimmy Kimmel's like bats 1,000 just using kids. It's always funny. I agree. This fell flat. Did not love it.
I am so relieved because I thought that you were about to go into the merits of Ghostbusters 3.
No.
Oh God!
my
Oh God!
no.
No!
No, not at all. No.
All right, thank God we're ending on a high note. Oh, what?
Just since the children have brought up, I forgot to say this before. I was surprised Patrick was so receptive to the quote-unquote crumb crunchers.
Crumb crunchers.
Yeah.
But
he does have a heart after all. It's small.
Little people
and
with half a
black.
brain.
As long as they're dying, he's on board.
I do. Yep.
The end of the episode is here, and that means we've got to say goodbye, but we will be back next week. Remember, hop in the iTunes ratings and reviews and leave how many stars?
5.
5 stars, not 4, 3, 2, or 1. Also, if you want to pay for premium quality content like our thank you video, it's one of the greatest things we've ever done. Go to patreon.com/.
It's our Birdman. It's our
Podcast
Birdman.
network. It is very, very much like a Birdman. We're bidding adieu to Alec Sulkin. Do you have anything that you'd like to plug?
Dad's is available nowhere. Yeah. So please get out there.
I
and
bet
buy
that's
it.
not true.
That's not true.
I'm
You
sure
get hard
somebody's
copies
trying to
on
make
Amazon.
a penny off it somewhere.
Yeah.
No, I have nothing to plug. You know, I'm Family Guy's still on. Watch it if you want or don't. It doesn't matter. That train's unstoppable.
That is it for the show. I'm Dylan saying goodbye. Nick, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Pat, say goodbye.
Go fuck
Alex,
yourself.
say goodbye.
Goodbye.